All right, if you're in B2B sales or marketing, you know the feeling all too well. You spend hours, maybe even days, building what you think is the perfect prospect list. But then what happens? Your emails bounce, your calls go nowhere, and you feel like you're just chasing ghosts. Well, today, we're going to look at a tool that's built to stop that. A tool designed to fill your pipeline with real, verified people you can actually talk to. Let's get into it.
So I want to start with this question right here, because honestly, it's the elephant in the room for so many sales teams. You put in all this effort, you build this amazing list, and then it just crumbles because the data is bad. It's more than just frustrating, right? It's actively costing you money and killing your team's momentum.
And that really brings us to the core issue, what I'm calling the prospecting problem. For most people, it's this incredibly tedious, manual job that feels like you're digging for treasure with a plastic spoon. The amount of effort you're pouring in just doesn't line up with the results you're getting back. And that leaves everyone feeling burnt out with a pipeline that looks, well, pretty empty. Okay, this slide just lays it all out, doesn't it? It's like the before and after of prospecting. On the left, that's the reality for a lot of us. Wrestling with manual processes, dealing with constant email bounces, just wasting so much time. But on the right, that's the dream. A smooth workflow, leads that are verified the second you get them, and your team actually focusing on what they do best, closing deals. The whole idea is to get you from that chaos on the left to that clarity on the right.
And this right here, this philosophy is so important. Look, anyone can just scrape together a massive database with millions of names and call it a day. That's the easy part. The hard part, the part that actually makes a difference, is building a clean, accurate list of people who are actually looking for what you sell. And that's the huge difference between just having a bunch of data and having real actionable intelligence.
So how does UpLead actually solve this massive problem? Well, that brings us to the solution, and it all boils down to one incredibly bold promise that tackles the biggest pain point in the entire industry: data quality.
95%. In a world where contact data goes stale almost overnight, seeing a number like this, it's a really big deal. It definitely makes you stop and ask, okay, but what does that really mean for me?
And here it is. This is the kicker. It's not just a nice number for a marketing brochure. UpLead actually backs it up. They call it their data accuracy guarantee. And the promise is simple. If any of the data you get from them bounces, they give you your credits back, period. It puts all the pressure on them to deliver clean data, not on you to sift through bad info. So how can they even make a promise like that? Well, it turns out the expertise behind this platform is pretty serious. The guy who is UpLead's chief technology officer, he literally invented email verification as a service. So they take that deep foundational knowledge and combine it with modern AI and a layer of human quality control to make sure their data is as fresh and accurate as possible. Okay, so we've established this foundation of guaranteed accuracy. Now let's get into the fun stuff, the toolkit. Let's see how you can use that accuracy to build these incredibly targeted prospect lists. The workflow itself is designed to be super simple and powerful. Step 1, you find your leads. You got over 50 different search filters so you can get incredibly specific. Then, step 2, you grab their contact info. We're talking verified emails and direct dial phone numbers. And then step 3, and this is crucial, every single email is verified again in real time, right at the moment you download it, so you know the list you're walking away with is clean. Now, beyond that core search functionality, there are some serious power-ups here. The biggest game changer for a lot of people is intent data. This is basically like having a crystal ball. It shows you which companies are already out there researching solutions just like yours, so you can reach out to them before your competitors even know they exist. You can also search by the tech a company uses, grab leads while you browse with a Chrome extension, and push everything right into your CRM. It's a really smart setup. Look, a great toolkit and a big promise are one thing, but the real question is, does it actually work? Does it deliver results? That brings us to the proof. Let's take a look at what real customers are actually achieving with this thing. How's this for a result? Over $1 million in new revenue. I mean, that's the kind of number that can completely change the game for a business. And that's not just some random number pulled out of thin air. Here's the guy who said it. Chris Wilmot calls UpLead an essential tool in their strategy. That tells you this isn't just some nice-to-have gadget. It's a core piece of their revenue engine. And if you're an ROI person, what about this one? 1,800%. That's not a typo. A return like that just screams about the quality of the leads you're getting. Now, this quote from Mike at Kyber Security, this is really telling because he calls out some of the biggest names in the industry. He says Zoom info was too expensive for them, and Apollo's data just wasn't cutting it. For him, UpLead was that perfect sweet spot, affordable and high quality.
And it's not just a one-off thing. I mean, just look at this table. The results just keep piling up. Kyber Security with that 1,800% ROI, Staffing Future with over 1,500%, and get this, Whitewater Consulting with an insane 12,526% ROI. Then you've got Fast Signs with a 65% revenue boost. The perf is just so consistent across all kinds of different businesses.
So, all of these amazing individual stories are part of a much bigger picture. We're talking about over 4,000 businesses all around the world that count on UpLead to power their growth. That's a pretty powerful vote of confidence.
Okay, so you've seen the problem, you've seen the solution, and you've seen the jaw-dropping proof. Now, let's talk about how you can actually try this out for yourself and see what it can do for your team.
And this might be the best part. UpLead makes it completely risk-free to give them a shot. You get a full 7-day free trial. That comes with 5 free leads. You get access to all the features we just talked about. And this is huge. No credit card is required to get started. So you can genuinely go in there, pull some data, and see the quality for yourself with absolutely no commitment.
At the end of the day, that's what this all comes down to, right? It's about cutting out the noise, stopping the wasted time, and just shortening that path from finding a potential lead to actually closing a deal. It's all about speeding things up.
So I'll just leave you with this final thought. Just for a second, think about your current prospecting process. Think about all the bounced emails, the wrong numbers, the dead ends. Now imagine you could replace all of that with a clean, 95% accurate list of people who are the right fit. What could your team really achieve with that?